Is that four? Four boners on the bones of advertising with some glitter, of course. Welcome.
Back, baby.
Nice to be back. Well,
back live.
I'm still Craig McLeod, but that makes you, mate. Who are you?
I am, I don't know, who's the Premier of Queensland?
Ages,
Anastasia Palaszczuk. That's who I am. I've come back a wiser person. And
hiatus is what we're going to call you.
Yeah, hiatus. That would be atus. Hiatus. Yes. That's just awful. That gag. We'll move on.
And who are these two? Hi, how you going? Nice to see you.
Hi. Gabs and CARO back again.
Hi. Hey, guess what? It's the middle of winter and we're going to talk about summer.
Yes, of course we are. Of course we are.
Now, I wonder, I pose a question to you three people. I wonder, is it possible to sell summer in the middle of winter? Who would have thought?
Yeah. Yeah, yes. I think
it's the perfect time to sell summer.
Okay.
Yeah. Just ask any of the parents at any private school anywhere in Melbourne if it's possible that they are prepared to spend thousands of dollars going somewhere where there is sunshine.
I reckon you may well be right. Indeed. Well, in particular, let's have a look at something that that piqued my interest, and it's not often that I've actually thought about this particular place, but post this commercial, I can tell you one thing, I shall be there. Let's take a look, shall we?
Let's have
sure.
Coming this September, sights, sounds, and experiences you haven't seen in, well, months. Summer in the NT. Why wait till December? Summer starts early in the Northern Territory. Summer holiday in the NT. Different in every sense.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yes. I'm going to let smarter people than me have a crack at this first. I've got an opinion, but I
clearly not me, so I'll shut up.
Gabs, go for it.
I think that's you,
you can take the reins.
I really, really like it. I think it gives off, strategically to start with, I think it's such a smart play to be selling summer in the midst of winter, and also they're not even selling summer, they're technically selling spring for us Victorians, but I'm imagining spring in the NT is as hot as summer gets down here. I think I love the NT as a brand. They're very different, and what they've put to market is always a bit more gregarious and a bit more out there when we compare them to the likes of WA and Tas. I'll never forget the See You in the NT campaign. That's probably one of my favorites.
apparently not from anyone. Apparently no one did that.
I love it. They love to have a little bit of a joke. And I think the whole idea of selling September is obviously school holidays falling in that period. So I think they're getting in early. We've just come off the back of school holidays here in Victoria. I'm imagining that a lot of folks still didn't travel, and if they did, it might have been to the snowfields. So they're probably coming off the back of parents who have just spent 2 weeks at home with the kids, and now is the perfect time to say, hey, next school holidays, come here. It's a good competing proposition. I know lots of people, there's a mass exodus to Bali and Fiji, and I think it's a close local competition. So I think well done to them for timing. And I'll leave CARO to comment on art direction and execution. That is her.
Over to me.
Let's go to the expert.
I hated it. I'm sorry. I hated it. I thought it was really just predictable. And yeah, they made it into a kind of this movie thing, but I think it just fell flat for me. They've got such a great product to sell, and I just think it was weak. I know, Gabs, you mentioned the CU and the NT, which wasn't done by them, but gave them, a huge kind of stretch on visibility. Those boys are brilliant. I was looking at them this morning, and they did one for South Australia, which was Go Down South with Your Mouth, which was, again, this brilliant ad. Like something that cuts through. Yes, it has sexual connotations, but when you actually watch the ad, it doesn't. Like, it wouldn't be inappropriate for a child to see. I just think that they had the chance to do something fun or something that would have this kind of breakthrough, and it just feels like a tourism ad that they've gone, let's make it into a movie. And for me, it was like all the scenery and stuff, beautiful, amazing, but there's nothing that makes me go, yeah, okay, I like this. It's just, yeah, I'm sorry, it was a bit blur.
JD, what do you think, my boy?
I'm going to violently agree with both of you. See, that's what makes me the politician. I thought strategically it was really, really good. I think there's a lot of people in Victoria, South Australia, Sydney, Hobart, just desperately trying to get out of, 2 degrees and feeling like they've been trapped in isolation since 2019. So I think the timing of it, and I think the idea of it was like the strategic idea was really good. I am with you, Caro. I thought the stuff they showed was like, well, we know that. Like, you've got a rock, you've got rainforests, you've got crocodiles. Like, we know that. And that's not making me change my mind at this stage. Like, you look at what South Australia did with the Come to the Barossa with that Nick Cave song, and the one they did for Kangaroo Island, and it's like it changed your perception of South Australia based on, they're kind of weird and maybe a bit dangerous over in South Australia, but great place for a glass of wine.
It piques your interest, though, I think is the point. Like those different ones are kind of like, I'll reconsider. But like you say, JD, it's just, if I just Google the NT, I see those images. And I've seen those images for 10 years. Like, it's just the same. Sorry to cut you off, Gabs.
No, that's okay. I was just going to ask, does that maybe tie into the strategy in the audience a little bit? I feel like the Barossa ad is perhaps much more focused on couples rather than the family holiday approach, whereas I feel like this NT ad, although I agree with what you're saying, it's quite predictable, but I feel like the audience they're going for is that family unit that maybe do want to do those more generic things.
But I think if they're going to do that, and I agree, Gabs, I think if they're going to do that, they need to get through the perception that there's nothing kind of family oriented. Because if I went to Bali, I can at least swim in Bali. Like, even if there's like shitloads of swimming pools, which I don't know that there are in the NT based on what I've just seen, or if there's family friendly restaurants, like I'm not getting that kind of vibe that it's a Singapore or a Bali or a Fiji where it's like, come here, drop your kids at the kids club, and then go and get absolutely hammered down a shopping strip down near Victoria Avenue in bloody middle of Darwin. There's none of that. And so my question is, are they showing all the stuff that they normally show? If they really want to attract families, then put the infrastructure in and show me someone dumping their kids at the kids club and going and getting hammered down at even if it's just at the banana lounge around the corner. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't get a chance to reconsider or to get through what I assume the Northern Territory is at this stage.
And I think also the distance, like it's quite a journey to get there. So you really want to make sure that when you get there, you're going to have a great time and it's going to give you all of the things that perhaps your Bali or your Perth or your Queensland and like those kind of areas do.
It's a perfect, it's like Darwin is terrific. If you, I mean, for a single, I was up there, I was a single man, but I mean, it was terrific. Like the weather's good, the beer's cold, everyone's there to have fun. Like in terms of a holiday destination, they've got all of the ingredients as a foundation.
That sold me more than the ad, JD. The weather.
They do, but that's what they need. They need to give you permission to reconsider. And I don't think this ad does it. But I love the idea of get away from Melbourne in the winter. Like, all right, you've sold me. Terrific. You've absolutely sold me. I agree.
Yes. Look, I the whole idea of the fact that they have realized, of course, it's winter and what we're selling is summer, even though it may be spring, but we have summer all the time. And I feel if we really drill into the archetype that's more likely to do this adventuresome holiday, I doubt it's all the families that head over to Bali from the private schools. I don't know that they would be, quite comfortable with the kiddies swimming where there could potentially be a croc that, I think it's a different market that they're going for. And I definitely think there's a tone of adventure that runs through the NT, which I guess has piqued my interest having looked at it. The cinematography was ridiculously good. I got a feeling just looking at the edit that it may be a bunch of stuff that they already had. I don't think it was, I don't think they've gone out and shot all of that specifically for this campaign, but the whole idea, and I think the part that really got me was that, you haven't seen all of this, well, for a couple of months, because obviously our summer finished a couple of months ago, but the essence of the selling summer, it really tickled me.
I like that idea. It's like sell summer in the middle of winter is terrific. And I think they've got a massive opportunity, but they need to put the infrastructure in.
I thought it was odd the way the supers with the stars, 6 stars. And I mean, the photos don't do it justice, but I took many, like there's all of those cues that were sort of dropped in as well. So I wonder if that was their point of saying, we're a comparison. So we can show you what people have thought about this. This is put on your list of things to do or see or to places to go, because look at all of these 5-star reviews. I
love that one of the testimonials was, it's a nice place and there's good grub.
Good grub. I thought that was just so Aussie though. That's such an Aussie response. It was a nice place and it was a great grub. I mean, the other one was vegan, the beer was cold. Like, I think you brought that in, JD. I loved it. But anyway, it's time to move on to something that also is a little summer-esque, hence the reason this bone episode is all about summer. I'm going to throw out what the fuck is going on in London? First time since pre-World War I, I think, that they've actually had fires that close to London in the city. Like, what's going on? But let me throw this out straight up. There's no such thing as climate change. It's not happening.
No.
The world isn't changing. It's not happening.
Well, it's not
happening.
The world is not changing. 40 degrees in London, 40 degrees Celsius in London.
But I think they actually hit 40.3 or something, wasn't it? Or was it 43? I can't remember. I did see it on the news, but holy
ridiculous.
That's
massive.
Poor things. They're just not made for it. I remember being in London when it got
Imagine how many red
hot.
people there are today. Like, they'd all just be red.
Just in the way that they're like, their architecture and their buildings and everything is just not made for it. Like, I remember it being, it was only like mid 30s, and you're in these bunkers, like not bunkers, but a lot of the apartments sit below ground level as well. So you're just in these little like hot oven.
Like repurposed
I do feel sorry
World War
for
II bunkers.
Pretty much. It's just this, But then I laugh as well. I'm like, that's nothing.
I know.
Really? But then we had the opposite. We had a few freezing. Well, this morning was freezing yesterday, and everyone jumps on it straight away, being like, look at the picture of my thermometer in the car. It's freezing. Look at the frost. It's freezing. So it's kind of the pot calling the kettle black, I guess, a little bit on paying out on them when we just do exactly the same
now. They've
thing.
got the cold and the heat to whinge about.
I like that picture, Gabs. I think you sent it around a whole lot of blokes standing around a melted tarmac in England, and it's like, we've never seen this before.
What do we do with this?
Walk to any beach in summer and you'll see that it melts away.
What do you call this, Barry?
I call it melted tarmac, John. I love it.
Oh,
I think they've never had the feeling of walking on sand so hot that it burns your feet. Like they would never know that.
The great Aussie thong. If you don't have your thongs on that sand, you will cook. And it's literally a 50-meter dash, dong, 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 until you get to the other side. But I'm going to bring up a quick story of driving to an appointment for this organisation we work for. That it was a 46.6 degree day. Now, I don't know if that was what it was, but anyway, that's what the car told me. And I remember getting out of the car, having worn beige pants in a leather seated car. Was very awkward going into that meeting, I might say. A little bit sweaty.
Calls for a sweaty bum.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? 46 degrees and I'm in beige pants? What were you thinking?
Yeah.
I feel like when it gets to that temperature, though, like everyone you get a pass from everyone. Everyone's like, I understand. It's very hot. I remember sweating.
Remember the day that sweaty guy turned up to our office? We had to give him a beer because he turned up, and I'm telling you, this guy had like the full sky blue shirt that was just wet.
Yeah.
So he said, mate, you just need a beer. Let's just start with a beer and we'll go from there.
Yeah, I like that. I like
that. To say we won the client too.
Yeah, I think you need to be able to say to people, like, just turn up in your bathers and, a little bit of a, maybe a nice loose fitting linen shirt.
Linen
for bathers. Maybe that's what we should.
Or a chocolate linen shirt, as per Gregory and Noosa. He loves
Gregory.
Loves chocolate linen and Noosa. Anyway, we have made our way to a fabulous segment. Now, JD, you've been absent for so bloody long. It's on you to start to throw us. Like last week, we were left in the lurch. Like all of a sudden you weren't there and I hadn't planned. So we had to play this game, but it really worked well. So no pressure.
I saw. No, you did very well. You did very well. For people who didn't look at all like they were making it up on the spot, you did very, very well indeed.
Thank you.
What we do.
Thank you.
Okay.
It's just
I have got I've got some words from some ads. I'm just going to see if you can recognize the ads. I'm not going to use my mouth trumpet anymore.
Pretty good on the old bugle.
Yeah, well, I had
Banana boat.
Easy. Yeah. And then I tried to do a menu log, but yeah, I had it all figured, but even I couldn't recognize it when I started.
You can't recognize it. What chance have you got?
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to read these, and I'm just going to read them flat because I think if I put too much energy into them, you'll get them straight away because I think the energy adds a little bit. Okay.
All right.
The Emperor Nazi Goreng.
Telstra. Telstra, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Big Pond. Well done.
We might have done that recently, but that's okay.
Yeah, we did. So, that's all right.
I'm warming up.
Okay.
That's the only chance I've got.
There's no judgment. It's the
only chance I've got.
There's no judgment.
Okay. Marge, the rains are here.
McCain.
Sweet corn.
Well done. Tell them the taste is fully sick.
No idea. Fully sick, mate.
Tell them the taste is fully sick. Tell them Thorpe says the taste is fully sick.
Uncle Toby something?
Wheat Bix?
Oats.
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 Yeah.
Good guess, Gabalo.
Right.
Okay, I want you to. This is more because one of the great characters at Australian TV is leaving Summer Bay.
Home and abroad.
Dude, you okay? Don't dude me, you long-haired Yahoo.
Snickers.
Well done.
Good job, Pat.
Well done. Motorbike.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
You're not yourself when you're hungry.
Yeah. You're a bit of a grumpy old man when you're hungry.
JD, this is great. You're doing exceptionally well.
Okay, this is the last one, and I expect people to get it before I finished reading this description. I have to read it because it's so long. Are you ready? I'll read from the book of John.
Okay.
Low fat, no fat, full cream.
Paul's
Paul's milk.
1% milk, Paul's.
There you go. See,
Love it.
these are the things that stay with us, I reckon.
that was just the best ad of all time.
That's 20 years
I'm going to
ago.
claim it. Yep. I
Literally
think that's
so good.
my favorite ad ever.
Low fat, no fat, full cream, high calcium, high protein, soy.
Extra
light.
dollop.
Yeah.
My groom and I, we both believe it was fabulous. I've got a broom there. Is that a microphone? My friends, don't ask me.
Well, have you been to see Elvis? Just really quickly.
Yes, I have, and it was unbelievably good.
Yeah. A
So
lot of people
lovely.
saying,
Thank you
that
very
Baz
much.
has done a really good job.
I want to
It
win.
wasn't Colonel Tom Parker, Colonel Tom Hanks.
He was brilliant. I love Tom. I love the when he's on Instagram and he takes photos of just a glove and he's like, all he writes is HANX, Hanks.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you mean? Like, what's that supposed to mean?
Yeah.
It's like a glove.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I'd watch it. I recommend it. I think it's
Highly.
if you like
It's a Baz one, isn't it? It's Baz
Yeah.
Luhrmann.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
so good. And it's so dramatic. It's just
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, I love it.
But the guy that
Overly-
plays Elvis is, oh my God, he's unbelievably good.
Yeah.
So
All
good.
right.
But
just
anyway,
when
on the
you
list.
thought the tale of Elvis couldn't get more dramatic, Baz has made fantastic.
I love that. It's just
Yeah, I'd recommend it.
just hands. That's another edition of the Bones of Advertising. Don't you three go changing. I'll see all of you next week unless one of you isn't here, but nonetheless, toodaloo.
Getting a tan. See ya.